So this is a little video on the making of the bracket and etc. for the intercooler split tank assembly. This is the do-it-yourself split tank assembly, and right now that's on a pressure test rig so that I can check for leaks, which, by the way, it's been failed miserably. This radiator cap, and so, you know, the point here, since we're talking about why it's hung like that, is that, you know, you get all this put together, you want to pressure test all your fittings, you want to know where you're at so you don't get all this assembled and plan to get leaks later. As it turned out, I did. This cap, you know, a Chinese part, right? Whether you buy this from Moroso or Canton Racing or any of those folks, you know, give them 140 bucks, you buy it on eBay, it's the exact same unit. This unit, by the way, has been sectioned. You can see normally it would be this wide, and I've had this sectioned and rewelded. Not a leak there, but this cap, this is a standard General Motors cap, they say. There is a, well, a Stat 10 229 would fit. This is the Murray equivalent. It's 13 PSI cap in there, and it doesn't seal. No cap does seal properly in this. I don't know whether it's a manufacturing flaw or what's going on. I'll show you what I did to solve that later. But so this is finally sealed up now, and I think the unit and its fittings are correct. You'll notice those are nylon plastic fittings. You don't want to use brass because then you get galvanic corrosion between the brass and the aluminum. You don't want to have a dissimilar metals issue. So I'll post the part numbers to those. Those are from what is that? McMaster Car, I think. I don't know, the shipping was more than the fittings were. 3/4 heater hose, and of course 1/4-inch heater hose. And then of course you're gonna need some kind of, I couldn't find a decent plug for a heater hose, so I just made a barb adapter and a cap out of brass. And of course no dissimilar metal problem there, so I'll cut a few inches off, and then that will be used to seal the existing stock factory, because I'm going to keep the factory. And that's just well, that's actually a pressure tester I made a million years ago, back when I was building high-performance two-stroke things and wanted to make sure I had good seal there. So I don't know, have we leaked down any? Maybe just under 11 psi. It might. I might still have a leak. I keep leaking right here at that fitting, which doesn't matter. That's a fitting I had to adapt down for this size hose, and that fitting's leaking. But since it might be somewhere else, I'm not seeing it. I'm not having any soap coming out except down there. But we'll stay on that. So that's all that. This is a fitting or an adapter that's going to be used to mount the tank, right, to the firewall, if you will, substantially to the left of the razor. In fact, if you look at this here, let's just set this in this bicycle seat. If you look at this, you'll see that this mount hole is quite a bit lower. These are both recessed here and here, such that when I bolt the tank up by these bolts here and here, those won't rub. So these are the tank mounting locations. They are countersunk here into this, you know, threaded wood, you know, what do you want to call that, nut. And again, recessed so that this can sit flat, flush up against the firewall. This will be going where the existing ECU diagnostic port is. I'm going to relocate that. I'll move it and tie wrap it or something into a different location, so that that's a hole into the firewall. You can't come straight across because that's perilously close to the back of your glove box. So I went up a little bit, and then you know, I'll be popping through with these. There's no way to get your hand up in there to bolt anything on, so I'm going to pop through with these toggle bolts. And then this will become, you know, if you will, a mounting bastion to the firewall. And from there forward, I'll be mounting or dismounting, if I so choose, the unit from these with those permanent threads in it. So, you know, everything's clearanced, countersunk, blah, 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 mounting's understood. This is 5/4 decking. That is 2 3/4 inch here, 6 inch wide. Oil-based paint primer all the way around, and then a black top coat just to, you know, make it look better on those sides so it'll be visible. So that's what that is, and there you go. That's how you're going to mount the tank. Once that's done, And there you go. You know, it's 5 feet 1/4 inch and 5 foot here and a couple of fittings. And, you know, even though I got way too much time into it, this whole split tank project will be under $100, you know. This is $40. I gave the welder $20. That is $7. I think I got about 15 in those fittings. It might have been 12. And 6 of the, oh no, I got about 10 bucks in that. The fittings are about $2 for both of them, maybe 3, and it was $6 in shipping. So 10 bucks in fittings, maybe 15 bucks in hose length. So where are we? You know, 15, 25, 42, 60. I guess I'm at 102 right now. So, and that brass fitting. So, you know, maybe 105, something like that. Pretty cheap split tank setup. So that's it, guys. That's how you do it. I'll provide some of the part numbers in various places, but not much to it, you know. Just figure out the part number. This is an eBay tank, right? Well, it's a 1.25 quart eBay tank. Again, it's all over eBay. It's all over Amazon. It's all over the place. Just Google 1.25 quart expansion tank and you'll see Moroso sells it. Canton Racing sells it. All kind of people sell it for a lot of money, but you can eBay it. DNLR sells it, I think is their name also. Not just, and plenty thick. By the way, when you do, you're gonna make sure you don't use stuff that's not antifreeze rated and blah, blah, blah. That becomes a little bit of a hassle. Sealing these up is a pain in the ass too. I had to use an Ace Hardware before I finally won that was coolant rated and rated for nylon fittings. But Ace Hardware had a TFE plumber's paste. And then this wasn't sealing good. So I actually put a wrap of TFE, not PTFE, but TFE tape around it and then used the liquid on it so that it would tighten up. I needed it to be angled at the right direction and still be tight, and that wasn't working. So, and you want, you know, when this is the direction it's gonna be mounted, you want this 90 degree over this way, you want this 90 degree forward, right, relative to how it's gonna mount. Oh, I forgot to tell you, by the way, this, when I ripped this, or I did rip it, there wasn't a reason to otherwise, but that's ripped at a 2.5 degree angle. So when it mounts on the wall, it's going to tip the tank so that the bottom is tipped somewhat back towards the firewall. That'll help clearance it so that the tank tips back a little bit. You don't want to get too close to the shock tower and like some wiring looms and the way some other odds and ends, so that a little bit of angle will help too. All right, that's it, guys. See you.